What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 334 of Opinions May Vary. I am your host, JR, and my co-host with me, Alex.
Hello.
Joining us this week, I'm skipping right by saying hi. We're not even doing it. Hello, whatever. Joining us this week, making a grand reappearance, the first time in 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Is Mr. Colen Peters. Colen, thank you so much for coming on.
What's up? What's up?
It has been too long. We have so much to talk about. Yes. I'm excited. Last time, this is your first solo.
Yeah.
Your first OMV solo. So
Yep.
Congratulations. Thank you for giving us your day. We were just talking about how busy you are.
Have you for the opportunity, honestly.
But we're going to talk about some really neat shit today, if I do put it bluntly.
Yeah.
What have you been up to the last 2 years?
I've just been, just like working a lot. Did a few cons. But I
living the dream.
Pretty much dreaming to live. Dreaming to live.
That's where it's
I
at.
use that term a lot too. I think last time I saw you was at the Massive Con, which had to be 2 years ago.
Yes.
Because they didn't do one this year.
They didn't do one this year.
And like we got to
they
say,
meaning Hero Army, or they meaning
no, like the con didn't happen this
Massive
year.
was gonna skip a year.
I didn't.
They took
Did
a
I
year
know
off.
that? I don't think I knew that.
I kind of mentioned it.
Yeah.
Because Double Midnight had posted like, we'll see you in 2019.
Huh.
And then Kyle Stark, who was on with Colin last time, was like, guess we're not having another Stark Expo.
True.
And he's like, see you at Granite.
Huh. So, yeah. Anyway, it's been a while. Didn't we bump into you at Boston? Or no? I think we tried to, but you were too busy because there was a crowd around you. So it was just hey, there's Colin.
No, I've never been.
I think that was someone else.
It was, never mind.
Never been.
Was that at Raymond?
Because you literally just said 20 minutes ago, I've never been to Boston.
Never.
We chatted for a minute at Massive.
Yeah.
And then Kyle came over and I started talking with him. And then I was like, I'm not done talking to Colin yet. And then I never got back to you. And I felt bad about that.
It's all good, man. I mean, no hard feelings ever. But
so,
yeah. Actually, like when they announced that they weren't doing Massive, like the day before that, I told everyone in the group, like, hey guys, can't do Massive this year. It's the same time as family vacation. Going to DR. Sorry. And they're like, next day, Massive is canceled. I'm like, oh,
you canceled Massive Con. Way to go.
I think so. Like,
you know what? Colin can't come.
feel
Let's
like
just
that.
call it off.
They're like, what? Colin's not coming? Nah, fuck this. There's no point in having the con of Collins.
It's for the best.
So
are they going to be back next year? Do you know?
Yeah, they said they'll be back in 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate because it's one of those situations where they stress their artists.
Yeah.
And I dig that. I love cons that stress artists.
Yep.
They have a couple celebs to go see.
Yeah.
They'll have like one or two major ones, then some other, which, I mean, we call Sadness Alley.
Yes.
Because it's like, look, it's someone who hasn't worked since the 70s.
Exactly. It's like, hey, there's that Power Ranger from
one of
the
Power
third
Rangers.
long
iteration.
ago. Like,
and unfortunately, like if they couldn't, find the time or the space or the funding to put on another show, it just proves to me that I'm wrong. And the shows that hire a whole ton of celebrities and kind of like say, oh, yeah, we've got a couple artists, but look at all our celebrities. And then you go, but what about the artists? And they go, who cares? Look, it's this person was in a movie. And it's like, and they can keep going and going and going. And then I go, you're doing it wrong. But
You're not doing it the way I want you to do it.
But who's getting attendance? So what do I know? Anyway. Speaking of cons,
yes,
I was telling some friends. I was seeing posts from you and another of our mutual friends, Jason. We'll talk about him a bit later.
Yep. About
this event called Blerdcon.
Yes.
And at first, just from my point of ignorance, was like not knowing what this is, and I was like, it sounds kind of dumb. And then I saw some more about it was popping up here and there. Micah from formerly Beat on Boogie, now he's Legends of Micah. And he posted his video and just like the screen cap for that. And I'm like, everyone that I've seen talking about this so far has all in black. And there's a bunch of nerds. Black nerd. Blurred. Okay. Yeah. I get it now.
I'm on board.
I'm like, my previous opinion is gone. This sounds fantastic. I love it. I want to know more about it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
we should get someone on who went there.
We should talk to someone who was there.
Here I am.
Wait, What?
So this was a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, it was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. My days like were all run into each other now, so I think it was a few weeks ago.
It was in the past.
If we look at the website now, it's already updated stuff for more 2019.
Yeah.
There's only 347 days until the next one.
Yep.
I mean, props, because there are websites that won't update until like 3 months before the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll be checking and checking and checking, and it's like, okay, no, it's still on the 2016. Cool, would love to, but like they're already like, hey, next dates are here. You can buy tickets here.
Oh yeah, I'm going back too. This has easily become one of the conventions that I'll be at every year, if possible.
So spoiler alert, you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even with the distance, traveling from Connecticut to
the DC area, no, yay.
Easy decision.
No problem. Absolutely. See, I have a lot of family in that area anyway. So, like, the trip is nothing to me now.
Right.
It's like, okay. It's just like going to my... Actually, like, we stopped for gas around the corner from my cousin's house. So, it's like, yeah, I know this gas station.
That's nice because it's like one thing that... Also because I'm prone to freaking out over nothing. Like when I'm going to an unfamiliar place, like I tend, like if you know the area, it's a lot more comforting. Like I know exactly where I am not lost. Like whereas like driving to like PAX Unplugged, it's I've never been this far past New Jersey, so we'll see what happens. Because once you leave the comfort of like 95, the comfort. I don't think anyone has ever referred to 95 as comfort.
No. It's time to turn the radio down so I could look for directions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can focus on the directions harder. Who hasn't done that?
Look for street signs.
Turn down the radio. It's messing with my direction.
I drove up here with my radio off. I just didn't even turn it on. Nope.
So Blerdcon, you said it was the second year?
Yeah, it was their second year.
Is this your first year attending?
It was my first time.
Right.
Because when I heard about Blerdcon, it was like the week before their first year, and I was like, "Oh, damn!"
How'd you
in a week.
How'd you hear about it?
I was on the internet, just being black. I don't know, like it just popped out to me. Like it's like, Blerdcon. Oh, I know what a blerd is.
See, I figured that's why I didn't hear about it because I'm not the target audience.
You're not the demo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome though. Like I saw what it was and I was like, this looks really interesting. So I was like, I can't make this year, but if they have it again, I'm making sure I'm going to be there. And then like, I ended up following the convention's Instagram. Then when I saw that 2018 tickets were on sale, I was like, yeah, I'm there. Yep.
Diving on it.
So I called up Jason. I was like, yo, there's a convention down in Virginia. We got to check it out. He's like, all right, what's it called? I'm like, yeah, it's Blerdcon. You know what a blerd is, right? And he was like, no, I'm not privy. I'm like, dude, you are a blerd. It's like, it's black, nerd. Like, mesh the words together, blerd. Like, it's for us. Like, come on, let's go. This is for us. It's like, all right, cool, yeah, let's do it. So I ended up booking the room and buying tickets like months ago. So like everything was just all already taken care of, and just had to drive down. You know what I mean? Like,
and this was probably before like they made a lot of announcements as far as who guests were.
I had no
so you were
idea
in.
who was gonna be there.
It didn't even matter.
I was going for the culture.
Yep.
Like,
when was Black Panther out yet?
Black Panther hadn't even come out.
Hadn't come out by the time you bought tickets.
Yeah.
We'll get to why that's important later.
So you have both mentioned Jason.
Yes.
Correct. Is Jason also a Hero Army member?
Yes, he is.
Okay, got it. I was wondering what the connection was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he knows like who I am essentially, but like I've seen him around a few times. He has a cool Black Panther. I've seen him do his character from Frog Princess.
Oh, Princess and the Frog, Dr. Facilier.
That
Yeah.
he has a really good one of
The
those.
Voodoo Man.
It's real like I dig like really nice coats and jackets, and like that's a really
it's a
sweet,
nice coat
it's
and
a
or
sweet
jacket.
top hat too. he's got the collection.
Yeah.
And I've also seen him post a few things because he looks like he's working real hard to better the community.
Yeah.
He'll hook up with other shows. I think he did a thing at Comicon and which was the Foxwoods one.
Yeah.
Where he was gonna do like a self-defense class for women.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah, he's actually a martial arts instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
when he's you said he was Shao Kahn?
Yeah, he cosplayed
So when he's Shao
at
Kahn, he could
Blerdcon.
legitimately end you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Or as Black Panther.
Right,
or as
true.
Blade.
Or as
I've
Dr.
never seen his blade.
Oh yeah, his blade is pretty dope too. He also does Deadshot
Okay.
from Suicide Squad.
like
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the Will Smith
Yeah,
version.
pretty much, yeah.
I haven't seen that one either. I'm behind.
Yeah. There's
You got to
he has
get
a
up
few.
now.
He has a few costumes, man.
Did you cosplay at Blerdcon?
Yes, I did.
What were you rocking?
I wore my Green Lantern as usual on
course,
Saturday.
of course.
This time I had my denim vest on over it though.
Mhm.
Denim vest has the big Green Lantern logo on the back, so
Nice.
it's like I can't not wear it.
I imagine I feel like that's something that you could both wear. Like, yes, so this is obviously for my cosplay, but also
Oh yeah,
I'm
wear
going
it.
to the mall.
Yeah, I
Let me
wear it
talk-
everywhere. I almost wore it here today, but I was like, you know what? It's summertime. I can't have that many layers, so the vest stays. And
How
then,
was the reception? Like, I was watching, and I'm trying not to skip around too much, but I am so curious because the Legend of Micah video. I mean, he captures it. Like, he could be at a convention where there's 2 cosplayers, and he'd make it look like there were 75,000. Like, it looked like the cosplay was on point.
Oh
Like,
yeah, there were a lot and like a bunch of awesome people. Like, it was just super welcoming. You know what I mean? Like,
There, over the internet, because the internet can be a toxic place.
yeah,
There's
Really?
there's been a lot of history about black cosplayers cosplaying white characters.
yeah,
And then trolls will get on and say, you can't be that character. It's and it's just go, hey, relax. Just do whatever you want to do. People can do
Exactly.
what they want. Just chill out. And that's exactly what I saw there. And I imagine, I don't know if they've ever encountered people in person at other shows where it's like, you can't be Sailor Moon. It's like, who cares if you're Sailor Moon at the show?
yeah. Nobody ever says anything like that in person.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how that works?
Over the internet, yeah, that's fine. Nobody says that stuff in person.
Right. But I
At
can
least
imagine-
not to me.
And so, like, when you're Sailor Moon,
Yeah, like, pigtails and all. Just
I feel like you could pull it off.
oh yeah.
but at this show, I imagine there's just so much of it. What
Oh,
is there
yeah.
to ever complain about? Because everyone looks pretty amazing,
Oh, it was awesome. Man. Everybody was great.
and it also looks like a party when Micah films it too.
Well, I mean,
Like,
the thing about black people is it's always a party somehow. There was a point in like the middle of the day on Friday. Well, no, it was like Friday evening. One of the panel rooms was just empty. The DJ just set up his equipment and it was just like a midday party. Just con's not over. We're just partying. Like,
he wasn't like booked for that room. Just decided
wasn't booked for the room. Just was like, you know what? This is empty. Whatever.
have some fun.
If I get
Exactly.
kicked,
It
what's
was-
the worst they're gonna do? Just, hey man, you can't do this here. Okay, bye.
No, honestly, it was just black people being black people. Like, we threw a party in the middle of the day. The song "Nuck If You Buck" came on. I don't know if you guys know, but like, there's only one black mosh pit song in hip hop ever, and that's "Nuck If You Buck" by
Okay.
Crime Mob. That came on, and nobody got swung on. It was just all good vibes. Like,
Nice.
I was impressed because it was the first time I was ever in a party situation. Nobody got hit, and "Nuck If You Buck" was playing.
I watched your brief live video
Yes,
because there's still a lot of elements of me thinking like, what kind of show is this? Because since a lot of the website's been updated, I couldn't review what the vendors were, and I couldn't review like what Artist Alley was. There's a few of like some of their celebrity guests, and then but like in your video, I'm like, look at all these arcade cabinets.
yes.
Like
They had so
a pretty
many.
nice arcade going on.
Yes, it was awesome, and it was all like free play for the entire weekend.
I'm jealous.
So like, I got to play like Donkey Kong Jr., which I've never played before in my life. Like I missed it when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, they had Super Mario Brothers on arcade. Like the first 3 Mortal Kombats, it was a bunch of retro games, and it was all free to play. They had Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
And there's something because like
I didn't know that was in an arcade box.
A lot of I know Super Punch Out was because remember you had to like pick up. Was that Super Punch Out? I think it was. Where you had to like pick up the glove-shaped things.
Before that, it was one of them was just like 2 joysticks.
That might be what I'm thinking
and each
about.
joystick was like you're punching.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
But like, and what kind of bugs me, especially nowadays, is with the ROMs and the all the hacks and all that stuff. Like, with a Raspberry Pi, you can play those games whenever you want. That's great, and I'm very happy that you can do that. And then, cool. But there's something different about playing Mortal Kombat 2 on a cabinet.
Yeah.
You know, with the stick and the buttons and the writing's probably faded and the buttons are greasy and you got the guy next to you and you're both just trying to remember like all the stuff you used to do as a kid.
Exactly.
Like it's 100% different. You know, like that. I can play that whenever I want. Congratulations, everyone hates you at the party. But so was the arcade? Are you much of a gamer? I'm not
a huge gamer, but like there's a few games that I'll play. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'll play video games, but I'm not that like super deep into it.
But it's still really cool to be able to see like a full free to play open arcade.
I was getting it going on OG Pac-Man. Like it was dope. It was like a really great time. I did cosplay on Sunday as well. It wasn't Green Lantern. I wore my Court of Owls cosplay.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first time I've ever brought that one out at a show ever. And someone somewhere, I haven't found it yet, but has like shots of me playing. I can't remember which game it was, but it's the one where you have like the guns and you're shooting at the screen. And
like Time Crisis, something like that.
It's like shooting aliens or something like that.
Area 51, maybe.
I don't know.
Is it like an Uzi setup or?
No, they're
pistols?
like pistols.
Right. It might be Area 51. That's classic. That's bowling alley.
It is.
And like someone had started a game and was player 1 and there was a player 2, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let them lose.
Right.
So I have both pistols, and like somebody has pictures of me dual wielding, and I'm trying so hard to find it. But yeah, like in the arcade games, they were like 24 hours, like, just always on, always something to do at the con.
To clarify, you were dual wielding as a Court of Owls member.
Yes.
Right. Okay, I just want to make. I wanted the visual.
Yeah. Like,
I needed the full.
I was wearing a white tuxedo, no tie, shirt, first 2 buttons open. You could see my gold chain.
For the record.
And the white Court of Owls mask. I actually got the mask with the graphic novel. I didn't like.
They sell
come in the sets.
Yeah.
I bought the book and mask set. I wasn't gonna, go into like super detail and like make it by hand. Like, no.
You do your casual one.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's fine. Now, was that the picture of you with Jason? Was he
when
Black Panther
Jason
that day?
was Black Panther?
Okay.
Yeah, he actually has an updated Black Panther suit now.
By the way,
before it was only the comic version.
Right.
Now it's the Civil War.
Yeah. Your shoes were tight. Those were good shoes for your Court of Owls.
Thank you.
I respect
Thank
those.
You.
What was
black and white wingtip Oxfords.
Alex has a thing for wingtips, especially or like the what do you call them, spats?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have been to one of my goals is to help Alex find the perfect pair. I've been to many occasions where they're there, but usually it's
a weird event where it's a weird kind of flea market vibe.
Yep.
And they're used. Okay. There's maybe 1 or 2 pairs.
And I got a big feet. Like you're probably with me on that.
Yeah, I wear a 13, dude.
Ditto.
Yeah.
You get it.
They're tough to find.
Exactly. So like, I'll go like on Amazon and like just look for shoes. Like, it's
like my flame shoes I got off eBay for like $40. It was
nice.
Great investment. It's my power shoes. Shut up.
Oh, I just found out those shoes are dope. Those are unbelievably good shoes. And the rest of the outfit, that is fantastic.
So I touched on it before.
The buttons.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And a thing that we try to do is, just because it's easy for us because we're ignorant sometimes, is like, what kind of convention was it? Because like, I know what's going to be a comic convention and I know what's going to be like an anime con, but then when we get to like Kineticon, it's like, I don't know, it's a bunch of things. Yeah. And so what was Blerdcon essentially?
There was gaming, there was a 24-hour anime theater. It was kind of like, it was like a mold of like a few different things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like a multi-genre event.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Sounds a little bit like Kineticon in a way.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Just,
a lot of anime cons now, like
not shutting down at 7:00, which we'll get to.
Did anyone stick out if you had wandered like the vendor hall or the artist alley or those like?
I spent a lot of time in the vendor hall and in like, it was mostly vendor hall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like a separate section for the vendor hall, and then there's like the panel rooms.
Right.
I didn't see too many artists. I mean, there were some artists like in the vendor hall. Like there was this one dude. I can't remember his name. I didn't bring his card with me, but all of his paintings were on, I can't remember what kind of paper it was, but like he uses a black light and like,
oh no shit,
it changes his painting. Like adds more details. Like there was a picture of Venom. It was just Venom, but then like you bring the black light over it, you get webs and like spit and like like, you know, like
I didn't want to sound excited. I didn't want to sound excited for the spit. That's exactly
like,
what I was thinking.
But no, like if you have Venom and there's no spit, then that's
right.
not
It's weird.
Venom, you know
What's
what I mean?
wrong?
Like,
it's like him without a tongue or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man will take his teeth away too.
Blasphemy.
That sounds neat.
Yeah, it was such a great time, dude. It's one of those things where it's like, it's hard for me to explain how amazing it was because it was that amazing.
Right. Did a thing that we've experienced, Jerry got hit with a hard after his first Steampunk World's Fair, was the post-con depression.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're at this amazing thing.
Yep.
You've been doing it 24 hours for 3 days. And then it's like, now go back to reality and cope with that.
Yeah,
like,
I ended up following like hashtag Blerdcon on Instagram, so it's like random people that I don't follow, their pictures will pop up on my feed now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, still there.
You can relive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me some of that again.
Relive it through double tapping.
It doesn't hurt as much.
And it's one of those, it's really hard to explain, and I've posted about it and we've talked about it so many times because you're just surrounded by like-minded people who are all there's no judgment, there's no bullshit. It's just everything great in the same place, and you're just saturated in it,
and you're all into the same stuff,
right?
Exactly.
For 72 hours straight, and it's pure joy. And then the next day you have to go back to work with no one who gets it. You know, like, I'll just, hey, Joyce, how's the dog? You know, like, I don't, it's...
I like how you gritted your teeth through that.
It's brutal. And I've only, it's been okay in, recent shows. I kind of adjusted to it, but like there are every now and then when you're with the perfect people at the perfect environment and coming back, it is brutal. And like, I totally get what you mean. Like, going back and looking, that's a common habit that I torture myself with.
And it's like, you might get annoying because you insist on showing everyone around you.
Well, see, it works out for me because I work in security, and one thing that a lot of people don't know, like, a lot of security guards are pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, hey guys, look what the fuck you missed out on. I invited you. This could have been you, but you missed out. Now I'm gonna show you, and like, I just get like a real good sense of joy out of that. Like, I like being that guy.
I mean, if anything, it might get them to go next year.
Exactly. Like, I plan on bringing down a team next year.
Nice.
It's not gonna be just
no one's
me
gonna
and
be working
Jason.
security.
Security's gonna be empty. Sorry, we're off. But yeah, like I plan on doing this like every year, and I only want to see it grow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like, it's one of those cons that like they get it.
Well, yeah, I don't want to like disparage any other cons we might be going to.
Oh yeah,
but there's one that's kind of local, and like looking at their layout and their website and like their promo art and everything, it's like it looks like a convention that hasn't really changed anything since 1999 or like early 2002. It's like they're kind of doing the same sort of stuff, and you could tell it's
looks like a GeoCities website.
Almost like they're gonna autoplay some bad video and music or whatever, and it's like they try to have like a superhero character as their logo kind of thing. It's like, but
I don't know which con you guys are talking about.
We'll talk about that afterwards.
But it's not really crisp, and even then, when I had mentioned it to some of our friends, and Will's like, "I dig the logo. Look at this logo." And it's like that is a proper logo. That's hot.
Yeah.
Just for Blerdcon, yeah? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The logo tells me where it is.
Yep.
Like, I don't even need to... Where? And it, not even like it's that far away. They show you right on the main page where the con is. But the DC and Blerdcon is highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like you said, you could spit on the Washington Monument.
If
you wouldn't want to spit on it, but you can see it very closely.
It's that far away.
Yeah, like it's so close to DC that if you spit hard enough, you'll hit the Washington Monument.
With respect.
Yep. Of course, obviously.
Like not like the top of it, like you'll.
Spider-Man's busy. He's springing around
exactly.
up there. He's doing stuff.
Oh, because that was in the movie.
Yep.
The one that you.
I saw it eventually.
I enjoyed that movie, man. Michael Keaton was
stole it.
Great bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
He stole it. He stole that show. You ever see Spotlight?
I haven't.
Did we talk about Spotlight last week, or was it 2 weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Anyways,
so let's touch on the celebrities. You know what was weird? I saw Father Evil was there.
Yes.
Father
he
Evil,
was.
he's a dude that I know from around here. I don't know where his actual base is or where he lives, but he frequents like horror conventions.
Yeah.
He's a spooky dude. He looks scary.
Yeah.
He's got all these rings on his fit. Like, if I didn't think he was strong enough to just crush my skull with his bare hands, then he could his rings would just. And then I saw him at CT Horror Fest that was in Danbury.
Yeah.
And he brought his kid there, and his kid was all dressed up in the same outfit with rings on. And they both did
young
his
kid,
pose.
older kid,
under 13.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this pose where he looks like a creepy dude, super nice. He seemed okay because we passed by and I gave him the nod. And I gave him the nod back.
Right, of course.
When you get the nod from a scary dude, you're tight. But and then I saw pictures from Blerdcon of a Hellboy cosplay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, was that him? Because he's got the same face, but I couldn't tell if he threw on a Hellboy cosplay or not. I wouldn't put it past him.
No, I think Father Evil was Father Evil. I know Night Mage brought out his Hellboy.
Yeah.
And that's Night Mage is a cosplayer that I've been following since I got into cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
It's I got into it and yeah, this is kind of cool. I didn't even know about this stuff, and then I'm like, oh, who's that guy? And I started following him back then. But
and he was at Blerdcon?
He was at Blerdcon.
Is that kind of a big do you have do you get starstruck at all with cosplayers, or is
I don't really get starstruck, but I had to tell him who he was to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's dude, I looked up to you 5 years ago when I was just getting into this stuff. It was
Also, the Blerdcon website has good character profiles. Not character, but their guest profiles.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll click on something, and it's there's no link,
because
there's
it's
no
if
click.
you don't know who they are, you can
you'll get
you'll
get nothing.
The
It's
gist
a
of it.
dead link, but no, they've all have real good. There's good content there.
Yeah.
Damn. Respect.
It's amazing what a good website will do, and this is
And you
the
don't
lamest conversation, but
you don't realize how good it is until you've seen the bad ones.
Yeah. Or the banner, with the name of the con and the dates takes up 3/4 of the page. So when you scroll, the banner stays put, but like the bottom quarter of the page will scroll.
Yeah.
So you can see like a name, and then you scroll, and then their picture, and then you scroll, and then a name. It's brutal.
So one of the things I wanted to get to.
Keep in mind, this is coming from the person who's been using the generic template on the Opinions May Vary website that Libsyn provides for 6 years now.
I told our guest host Brett that we're going to be talking about this today, and he goes, "Oh yeah, Keisha was there," and I go, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's where Keisha had her panel." And I go, "Our Keisha from our local theme park?"
I saw pictures of it. I think on Instagram. I can't remember.
But I had no idea this was that event.
Right.
So Colin comes and I go, "Yo, our friend Keisha was there." And he's like, I went to her panel. And I was like, "No shit."
Yeah, her panel was dope. It was her, Constance Izuma, and Carrie Burnins. They were the only three of the Dora Milaje that actually ended up making it there that weekend. And they held a panel basically talking about like their experience being in the movie, and everything they said was just like so positive and uplifting, and it was just super awesome. Like
it wasn't because sometimes when you hear about like movies getting made, so yeah, we're on set for like 13 hours a day, standing around doing nothing. Like
the costumes were difficult. This was difficult. Everything was terrible.
I didn't get paid until like 6 months later.
No, they had no complaints.
Which, by the way, was Black Panther.
Exactly.
We hadn't got that.
Yeah.
So you bought your tickets before Black Panther was released.
Yeah.
And then they were able to add these actors.
Honestly, when it came to this con, it didn't even matter who was going to be there, as long as I was going to be there. Like, I didn't look into any of the guests. I didn't look into the panels. I didn't look into the hours of the convention. I went in thinking it was a regular Saturday, Sunday con. And then the day Jason picks me up, he's like, "Yo, the con started today. We could have left last night." I'm like, "Oh, shit, dude." If I had known, then it was like, "Oh, okay." And then we get there, and, you know, like, stuff is going on. I'm like, "Hey, what time's the con finished today?" I'm like, "What?" The con just started. It keeps going. Like, this is a 24-hour con. I'm like, "What? 24 hours?" And from that, I was like, "Yo, I'm never missing this again."
I will never not be here.
Yeah.
Because JR spotted the price for a weekend, which was only, what, 55?
55, I believe, going back to check. For at least I don't know if it was the same for this year, but next year for Blerdcon 2019, you can already buy passes. It is next July 26, 2019. It's $55 for a full weekend badge.
Sometimes far enough in advance, like, the price is pretty low, and it gets
I think it was like $60 at the door for the
which
weekend
even
pass.
Then, if you were like $30 a day, it's only 2 days. I get it.
For a 24-hour, is it Friday through Sunday?
Through Sunday.
For a 24-hour, 3-day show, $60?
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I was reviewing some of the events to see what was going on for panels and whatnot. And like I started scrolling, and I figure like they're going to stop around 9 p.m. probably, and like they keep going until midnight.
Right.
And then it's like go to next day, and I go to next day, and it starts at 12:30 a.m. I'm like, excuse me?
Technically the next day.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, there's stuff going on from 2:30, from 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And then John was like, when are you supposed to sleep? It's like,
my big thing, and this was legitimately killing me, was racking my brain. I was making breakfast this morning thinking about it. When does it go from I'm going to stay up and go to this panel? When does it change to I'm going to go to sleep and wake up early for this panel? When's the cutoff? Because you said there were panels at like 2 in the morning, 3:45, and then there's a 5 a.m. 5 a.m. seems like...
Also like an 8 a.m. too.
Right. And like the 30-year-old in me is like, wow, man, I better go to sleep early the night before. Or do you just stay up? Like, it was killing me for no reason. I don't know why, but it was seriously driving me nuts. Because the latest we've ever waited for a panel was Mikey Newman at PAX 2 years ago.
That was like 9 something.
And it wasn't even, but like for us at PAX, like we're usually like in the hotel ready to go to bed at like 8:45. So like to see like, you'd have to plan your shit. If
you want to do those.
Yeah.
Or you just got to be able to hang, man.
Which I cannot.
You got to stay up.
Did you go there with like a plan of when to go to sleep, or you just tap out when
with me it's like whenever I fall asleep is when I'll fall asleep. Whenever you need me awake, I'll wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
So I was going to bed at like 5 a.m.
Sleep until like 8.
Nah, I'd sleep until like 9:30.
You got to check the schedule, see if
Get
anything
dressed.
good is happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's just such like it's like a euphoric. It's like a high. So it doesn't even I can catch up on sleep later.
Exactly.
What was was it in like a big hotel or
The hotel? It was a pretty tall hotel.
yeah?
They had like the basement to the lobby. It was like 3 levels.
Okay.
So like the con, it was a decent sized con. Like I had to like take a good walk to go find the vending hall. But yeah. It was...
Going back to the, I did want to talk a little bit about the panel because you said they were super positive and all that. Because
yeah,
it was cool to see. Because we saw pictures of it a couple weeks ago. Our friend Keisha, who we used to work with at the amusement park way back in the day. My family, we were very close friends with her. Not trying to brag. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying my family's very close friends with someone who was in Black Panther. And, you probably weren't.
Hey, it's like that sometimes. Everybody knows somebody.
Yeah.
But I remember one day, and I was telling you guys, like, it just popped up on Instagram. Keisha shaved her head. Why'd and it was just, there's no backstory. There's no, what's the word? Like,
reason?
No context or anything.
Yeah, contact. Yeah. And, like, okay, Keisha she decided to shave her head, but like she couldn't talk about it because we didn't know. Like, oh hey, I'm going to be in
Wakanda.
She was in Wakanda. She was in Black Panther. She was also doing stunt work for Black Panther. She was the main stunt double for Denai
Guerrero.
Yes, that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Okoye.
Yep. Who was the main general, the main badass. Like she was the scene where she's on top of the car racing. That's our friend Keisha, which is horrifying because on top of a moving vehicle. But it was really neat to see because like later on it was I finally get to talk about this. I can finally say like yes, I was in this. This is my thing, and it's really neat to see that.
What was wild was when I was looking at some of her Instagram posts and her Facebook stuff. She's pointing out like all the other of the Dora Milaje. Yeah. And like saying who's who and who's into stuff and who's and like they're all amazing best friends now,
right?
And just like being able to like pinpoint like frames of the movie, and she's like posting screen caps of them from the movie and be like, oh, that's so and so, she's awesome, and like that's also so and so, and they're great.
There's no like bitterness, like they were in the movie 2 frames more than me.
No, they were. It seemed like they were all just loved what they were doing.
So you got to attend their panel.
Yeah.
What was the like? Did they just talk about like their experiences?
Well, I snuck in like halfway through it. Like I don't know. I'm really good on like showing up late to the panels.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Well, and the intros are out of the way, so
yeah. I mean, I snuck in, not really knowing what it was at first, and then I see them, and I'm like, okay, oh yeah, I recognize them. Yeah. There's a reason they all have short hair. Yeah. I'm gonna sit in. And they're basically, like giving their perspective on like, what the movie meant for them, like where they're from and everything. It was just really, really dope. Like I'm still like on that euphoric high off of it.
Nice.
And this is weeks later.
Don't ever come down.
Weeks and weeks later.
Yeah. Yep.
Were there any like what were some of the questions like? Did anything stick out in your minds as far as like something that was we'll be at a show and someone asks a question, then me and Jared both go, damn, that was a good question. And then we both like sit there like with our chin on our fist, like waiting for like what kind of answer they're gonna give to this. What do they got?
I mean, it is weeks later, so I can't really remember.
Fair, yeah.
Was it a Q&A kind of format?
There was Q&A towards the end of it. I kind of snuck out early too.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was so much to do.
But it's still neat. It's like one of those, you know how big the world is?
Oh boy.
It's this big.
that line.
Yeah, it's that merging of all the worlds, you know.
Merging but not colliding, that's important.
Obviously. I don't know what we're getting at.
Anyway.
But
that's fun. Now, did she also have like a booth for autographs or anything?
Yes, they had a table. They each had like a table set up. Like their celebrity alley type situation was like right in front of the panel rooms.
Oh, that's convenient.
That's really,
but it's like
you should see that more often. I feel like.
But the panel
usually
rooms
there's
are
like a real
right
good
across
hike
from like the arcade gaming. So it's like everything is like it's all close and together, but like it's still like a big area. You know what I mean? Like it was really dope.
I imagine the arcade like wasn't loud enough to interfere with any of the panels, though.
I mean, it was far away enough.
Oh.
And like the panels, they all have doors on the ballrooms and stuff, and they close them when the panel's going on. So,
what about the karaoke? Was that like right outside the panel rooms?
There was karaoke?
I don't. We went to a show recently with karaoke that was literally like 10 feet away from the panel rooms.
It bled into 3 panel rooms. Yeah,
it was at least good karaoke?
Is there such a thing?
Well, I mean, when I sing karaoke, it's amazing. I mean,
yeah, but
for the panel I was in that I could hear it, maybe like 1 out of 8 was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of rough. It's a lot to deal with.
Was there anyone else that you were excited to see there? Like, did you get any autographs, or did you take pictures with any of the celebs, or was like, that's awesome, it's great that they're here, let's move on?
I actually got a print from Night Mage.
Nice.
I got a signed print from Night Mage. I did get to like see Kevin Grievous. When I go to a con, I don't really hang out at like the celebrity areas that much.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. It's nothing against them. It's like, yeah, great to see you, nice to meet you, but hey, I'm not really trying to like I don't know where I'd put your autographs. Sorry.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I don't carry like a scrapbook or anything. So.
Or even then, like I get stuff signed.
Yeah.
So it's like if I know Jason's going to be at a horror show, then I'll bring my machete.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like I don't always do good research because I just assume it's going to be a Sadness Alley. And so one year I went to one, and it's like, oh, it's the princess from Colen and the Destroyer.
Yeah.
It's
see,
like,
if I actually did
idea.
research on the show, see, I did almost no research on the show. I just bought my tickets. Like, yeah, I'm already going. I don't care who's going to be there.
Right.
They're there. That's great. But if I had known that Kevin Grievous was going to be there, I would have brought my DVD copy of Underworld.
Right.
Because I would have definitely gotten that signed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But had I known, then I would have, But I mean, I got Night Mage though.
What print did you get?
His John Stewart.
What was Green Lantern?
As
nice.
John Stewart Green Lantern. And then he ended up telling me like that's his first costume ever, and I'm like, dude, that's my first costume ever. It's like, But yeah, I got that signed, and that's going up next to the Phil Lamarr.
Nice.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Love that man. He is the most versatile. And he's ageless. The dude has been around. Like I remember, I was first introduced to Phil Lamarr on Mad TV.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, and like I imagine he probably did stuff.
Dude, Pulp Fiction was 94.
Insane. Just pops up and everything.
Our other friend Colen.
Yes.
Got to play video games against him.
Against Phil Lamarr?
Yeah.
What game did you play?
There was
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Nice.
It was at sorry, you can go ahead.
It was New York Comicon.
Yeah.
And it was like they were like doing some playing like before it was actually released.
It was I believe it was the preview night, like during when you could only get in if you were like press pro or whatever.
Oh really?
This is back when we got the pro badges from the thing, and like we were there. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale hadn't come out yet. It was like PlayStation's version of Smash Brothers.
Nice.
And they had like the 4-person setup, and like Colin was just waiting in line because he really wanted to play it, and it was finally his turn, and I'm just standing there watching, taking pictures and stuff, and Phil Lamarr is right next to him, playing the game, and it was.
See, if I were to ever play a game against Phil Lamarr, I'd want it to be like Injustice.
Right, because he voiced half the roster.
Exactly. It's like, you know what? I'm going to use John Stewart Green Lantern. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use Aquaman. Yeah. I feel like that would be awesome.
That's a correct game. That's a good game.
Yeah.
One of our friends pointed out, it's like just all the little it was when Ken was on, because this dude Ken came on and he led us through the newest Marvel vs. Capcom, and Dragon Ball Fighter Z and Injustice, and I think explaining because like Marvel doesn't really get how to make the game fun, or Capcom at least. And then he's like, in Injustice you're playing, and like if you do Green Arrow versus Green Arrow, it's one of their lines between each other before you start the match is like which one of us is the evil clone, because we both have goatees. And it's like, that's funny.
Exactly. I think in the first Injustice, when it's Green Lantern versus Green Lantern, he says, "It's time to kick my own ass." And I'm like, yes.
He would.
You're absolutely right.
The game is self-aware.
Yeah. I've never seen a picture of Hip Hop Trooper without his helmet on. I don't know what he looks like.
Light-skinned black guy.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Good. Which like, I'm glad it's become a thing where like he's invited to stuff now.
Yeah.
Because I think the first time I saw Hip Hop Trooper was years ago in the parade for DragonCon. And he was doing his boombox thing.
Yep.
And being awesome. And he just goes to all the shows as Hip Hop Trooper.
You know what?
And I don't know if like if people just call him that, or if that he established that name.
He's a Hip Hop Trooper, man. Listen, it's a stormtrooper with the boombox. But my favorite cosplay moment over that weekend was seeing Hip Hop Trooper next to, there was a little kid had a blue stormtrooper suit on.
Nice.
And like the stormtrooper helmet was blue, but like on top of the helmet it was the antenna like the Tick.
Nice.
So it was like the Tick Trooper, but like it's a little kid, and like it's the little kid and Hip Hop Trooper, and the little kid like has the boombox and is like bobbing his head, and I'm like, yes, that's fucking awesome. Like it's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
That sounds great.
So obviously with excuse me, with Blerdcon coming to an end, you've already stated multiple times it's no question you're gonna be back next year.
Yes, that's the new family reunion. It's the only way I could. The electric slide came on at least 12 times during the weekend. It's just something that we do. Like,
and it was acceptable every time?
Yes,
like by number
absolutely.
12, here we go again.
Hey, listen.
It's not.
This is what's
when
happening
an electric
now.
slide comes on, you have to do the electric slide. Like you could be the toughest gangster in the room, but when electric slide comes on, it's time to electric slide. It's just how it works.
When there's events at hotels and stuff like that, I always like to try and get an idea for how the hospitality is. So like we've had a friend go to a show and be like, the in hotel restaurant was terrible and the food was the worst. So like, how was there like a restaurant like?
There was a restaurant inside the hotel. We ate there once.
Yeah.
Not because there was poor service or anything, but because we're at a con, we're broke.
Yeah.
Gonna eat the hotel restaurant once, and then we're going to Walmart and we're stocking up. So we get there.
But sometimes you can treat yourself.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. When we got there, we're at the hotel. We haven't gone to Walmart yet. It's hotel food time.
Right.
We go over to the bar of the hotel and we order wings. Instead of regular buffalo wings or anything, we have Old Bay seasoning on our wings because we're in Virginia. Like, when you're in the DMV area, there's Old Bay on everything. So it was only right that we got Old Bay wings. Then sitting by the bar. Well, we're off on a table off next to the bar, and then from the bar I hear someone go, "Ear." Now, if you're black and you're from like the Northeast, when you hear somebody say "ear," you respond with a "ear." Like, it's how we communicate with each other. Like, like, yo, where are you? Yo, I'm over here. Okay. It's kind of how it works. So I hear it, and like 3 seconds later, like, nobody said anything back. I'm like, all right, yeah. And like, I make eye contact with the dude at the bar, and like, off of that, we just became like the best of friends. That's how friendships are made in the black community.
Nice.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, he like came over, offered us to get a shot, got a shot with him. Then my food came. It was like, yo, bro, come get a piece of this chicken. Like, you share the Old Bay wings. But yeah, the hospitality was nice.
Cool.
I gotta respect that because I'm very selfish. This is my food. I'm going to guard this like a dog, and you do not get any of this.
He paid for my shot, so it's only right.
True.
Yeah,
Yep.
sharing.
Yep.
I get
That's
it.
fair. That's fair. Okay.
But yeah, like after that, anytime he sees me and I don't see him, it's how we communicate, and it's spelled YERRR. The louder it is or the longer it goes, the more R's you add on.
Okay.
Of course.
Right.
There's no T at the end.
No,
It's not.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Got it. Got it.
It just ends in an R.
I'm learning so much.
Did Jason have a good time too?
Jason had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he did at least. I mean,
Do you know if he's planning on going next year?
he better be.
Yeah, I already bought his ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely planning on going again next year. And Jason, like myself, we plan on adding more people to the group. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be more of us going down next year. It's going to be a thing now. Like,
Have you started planning any cosplay?
I have no idea.
I mean, we're still pretty far out, but are there any
300 plus days.
yeah, right? 347 days, 15 hours to be exact. I'm on the website. It tells you. Have you been planning anything new cosplay wise?
Yeah, actually, next month I'll be at Granite State Comicon, and I'm planning on bringing out Killmonger.
Ooh.
No shit.
Yeah, there were like 15 other Killmongers at Blerdcon, but
I saw the variety.
yeah,
I liked
43 Black Panthers, 8 Shuris, 1 Queen Ramonda, and a partridge in a pear tree. It was awesome.
On the Instagram, I saw a gender bent Killmonger,
Yes,
and I couldn't tell if she was like in the con or just like from hotel room or like practicing.
She was in the con. Yeah.
And she had the scars on,
Yes.
which
Right.
from a makeup artist perspective, even watching the movie, I haven't like done any research into how they got those on, if they were laid on like in sheets or if they did them one at a time.
One at a time.
That was one at a time.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
lord.
shit. That's and
Almost every Killmonger cosplayer that I've seen told me that it's been one at a time.
yeah.
And then also, like, with the movie, I read that it was each one, like, one at a time. Like,
And there's hundreds on it.
hundreds. Easily. Hundreds. Just, like, that's way too many scars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be Killmonger with his clothes on.
I did see one that had like the mask that he stole.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of that.
Yep.
And then some good ones where he has like his armor vest looking thing.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
And at Granite State, you will be there too.
Yes. I do have the mask that he stole.
Ooh.
I'm still waiting on the armor to come in.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't come in by Granite, then I do have the denim jacket that he wore when he stole the mask. But yeah.
But your purpose to be there is.
Oh yeah. I will be hosting the costume contest at Granite State Comicon,
Nice.
but I will be cosplaying Killmonger and Cloak and Dagger.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's coming out.
I don't think I've ever seen one in person. A Cloak and Dagger.
I haven't seen it.
It's probably going to be more now with the
with the TV show.
with the show.
I also haven't seen the show.
I think was that on Hulu?
I
don't
don't
know
know.
anymore.
Honestly.
No, it's on
Amazon?
Freeform, which is like
That's a thing?
ABC Family.
Oh, okay.
ABC Family like changed their name to like Freeform.
So
Right.
it was on real TV.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't tell.
Which
'cause-
is why I don't get to watch it. I don't
right.
watch real
I
TV.
want to watch so many things, and like there's The Batch that's on Netflix,
Yep.
and then Runaways is on Hulu.
I don't have Hulu.
I'm a big fan of Runaways, and then I think Legion's on TV, and The Gifted's on TV.
Yeah. Those are both TV.
There's so, and now
You got to keep up.
I don't want to pay for all the services.
They want you to.
I think I might pay for the DC Universe service when that comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one that's going to have Titans on it. I want to check it out. Regardless of how people think of it, like how bad it may look to some, like I still want to check it out because this is Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing, which is why he said fuck Batman. Like, yeah, keep that energy up. Yeah, I like this Dick Grayson. Like, yeah, fuck Batman.
That is why he dumped being Robin, I guess. Yeah. There's that. I wasn't too entertained by the trailer when it came out.
That's
but-
fair.
But I'll give it You're shaking your head at me, Jared.
I haven't even seen the trailer.
Trailer looks dark as fuck.
A lot of people were talking. Did that debut at San Diego? Yeah. Yep. There wasn't a whole lot out of San Diego this year, I feel.
Not too much.
There was
They didn't have like the huge Hall H.
Yeah.
Like, I think Marvel decided not to do a thing.
I mean, they dominated everything everywhere else.
Everybody died, so
At least half of them.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Seemed like way over half. And they were missing out on their celebrity presenter.
Yeah, with that whole chestnut.
But what else did I want to get to before we moved on?
I don't know. Granite State.
Just a little while ago, a friend of ours had told us about another convention coming up called FlameCon, and that was going to be in New York. That's in Times Square.
I've heard of that one.
And I think that's in its fourth year?
Couple years, yeah.
It's
I can't
been
remember.
more than 3 or so. And that's a LGBT-based, centric show.
Yeah.
So between that show and Blerdcon, do you think there's going to be a solid rise in more focused towards not like your generic old white man conventions?
I mean, if there is, then why not? I mean, diversity really matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And sometimes people really just need that. Like, I needed Blerdcon. I needed to be down in Virginia around a bunch of other black people.
Mm-hmm.
It's therapeutic almost. You know what I mean? But that's not saying I'm not gonna still go to the white man cons.
Right.
I'll still go to the white people cons. Love white people. You guys are awesome. But sometimes you just got to be with people that look just like you. You know what I mean?
It's a different environment.
It is. It's culturally, it felt really important that I was there.
Mm-hmm. I think that all these different conventions popping up, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I think it's rad. Case in point, Colin, you not only did you have a great time, you made friends, you met new people.
Exactly.
You're going to be bringing other people to this show. The show is going to grow.
This was the first convention I've ever been to where I enjoyed all the music played at the after party.
Which looked dope from
it was.
I'm assuming that's what part of Micah's video was.
It really was.
It looked it didn't look like anyone was just I'm uncomfortable. It looked like everyone was having such a good time.
Yeah, it was a party.
Mm-hmm.
It was an awesome party.
Which is rad. I'm pumped.
It's not, standing around listening to the old soundtrack of a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been to too many conventions where it's ooga chaka, ooga chaka. It's yeah, I can't stop this feeling. Yeah, that's cool. But I also want to be able to dance and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't get jiggy with that shit.
We all have Awesome Mix Volume 1. We all own it.
Exactly.
We all downloaded it.
Those songs were old when the album came out.
Now it's 5 years later.
It's I was born in 1990. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's rad though. I'm pumped to hear you had such a good time, and
Yeah.
that more people are inevitably going to have a good time at the show next year. I hope it grows. I hope it explodes to amazing proportions.
I don't know what to tell people to try and find more of these in case there's other that come up around the country or worldwide, instead of because everyone, if you pay attention to some media, then you're going to hear about San Diego, you're going to hear it in New York.
Yeah.
But the smaller upstart ones that have an alternative vibe to them, I don't know what to tell people to look for those, or how to search them out.
It sounds like, at least for you, Colin, just being a part of the community.
Yeah, almost. I don't really know how I found it. You know what I mean? It just popped up on me one day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Right. Reddit's a beautiful tool sometimes. Just stay away from the toxic parts. I guess you could say it about
the
all of
entire
the internet in general.
It's all of life in general, really.
Yeah, seriously.
True. Yeah.
But, what's the worst? Just do a search. Do a Google search. You know.
Yeah.
I imagine someone out there has to be compiling a list.
Some of the good cons like sharing the other cons that you see around.
Yep.
So maybe they'll have their own banner set up.
Check it out.
Also come to this show.
Yep.
Ask Micah what he's going to next.
Yeah.
He finds all the cool stuff.
He finds the cool ones. And he's a good dude too. So, and if you're into cosplay, there's a good chance that he might come up and ask you to be in his video. We are in one of his videos. It's not that big of a deal. I wasn't even in cosplay, but I managed to appear in it. It is what it is. But Colin, I'm pumped to hear that you had such a good time. I hope Granite goes amazing.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, I love Granite. See, Granite's one of those shows where like I always have a great time too. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really fun show altogether. Like, decent celebrity guests, the artist alley, like it's there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I enjoy Granite
Because Granite's put on by the same people that do Massive.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So like when I stress like there's really good artists at Massive, they're also at Granite.
Yep.
It's also like hometown turf for people like Rich Woodall and Ben Bishop and them. So
Got it.
yeah.
Still, when is Granite State Comicon?
September 8th and 9th. That's a Saturday and Sunday.
It's coming up, just about a month.
Yep. I'll be there from the 7th. Like, I always go up Friday night. That way, you know, Saturday morning, I'm at the con bright and early. Like, I like to be there from the beginning through the end.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to miss anything.
If you happen to be at Granite State Comic-Con, be sure to check out the cosplay contest.
Yes.
You'll see the man at the mic right now. You'll see the face. You'll see the costumes.
It's a nice face.
It's a pretty good face,
It's a really
if I do
nice
say
face.
so. And it'll be dressed up and looking great. Colin, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
You're a busy man, to
It's a
say the
great
least.
opportunity, honestly.
So to be able to talk to you again, it was a real pleasure. I'm really glad that Blerdcon was such a good experience for you. Someday you got to make it out to Boston someday, which is literally happening right now.
Yeah, literally.
But we're not even there. This is we never even announced it. Like
We didn't. We just
hey,
didn't
sorry,
go.
we didn't go this year.
I didn't go because, one, I've never been, and two, I had work yesterday and the night before, and I have work tonight. I work a lot.
Yeah, the grind. We'll let you get back to enjoying the rest of your not working time. Thanks again for coming on. Best of luck at Granite and all that. Hopefully we'll see you sometime in the near future. That's going to do it. If you're interested in Blerdcon for next year, July 26th through the 28th, we're not even getting paid for this. July 26th through the 28th, 2019.
Come to Blerdcon. It's the new family reunion.
Boom.
It really is.
That should be their slogan.
I think that was like the title, like Blerdcon 2018, the reunion. It's like,
because it's a second. It makes sense.
I love
Hyatt
it.
Regency, Crystal City in Virginia.
Yep.
Go check it out in 347 days and 15 hours, 21 minutes and 23 seconds. It's already changed since then. All right, so I'm doing the whole rambling thing. That means it's time to end. So until next time, I've been JR.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Colin.
And this has been episode 334 of Opinions May Vary.